All right, let's get this party started. A planning party, yeah? Doesn't sound very exciting, I suppose, but I am very excited for this. Getting my life kind of back on track. Actually, before we get started, I'm gonna go write down my meetings for next week's work schedule so that I can truly close out my workday and be better prepared for planning. I'll be right back. Hold on. Why, hello again, friends. It is now many hours later. I went to write down my meetings, my work meetings for next week in my planner, which I did. I've got them written down here. I do a little ditty here so I can just make sure I work my day around my work meetings. And then after writing that down, I decided I needed a nap. And that 1 hour nap turned into many hour naps, and it is now 9 p.m. Is it 9:30? Nope, 9 p.m. And I'm having coffee, so getting my weekend off to a fun start with some PM caffeine. But like I said, I think I said earlier, 5 hours ago, I am getting my life back in order. So earlier this year, I was using this planner and I was having a lot of success in kind of getting some dreams to come to fruition. I have these sections from the last planner that I was getting to fill out in this new section as far as these goals, these areas of goal. And when I flipped back to later in the calendar or in the planner, I found like, oh, hey, I was doing a really good job of like, again, doing these meetings and writing down things I wanted to do throughout the day. So it's time that I get back to that. So I sat down and started to think about the self-care areas that this planner focuses on, which is self-care, soul care, success, social, space, and savor life. And I wrote down some things. I do first, what are these called? Post-it notes. I put it on Post-it notes. So for Savor Life, I kind of put save for Thailand and Scotland. In my space, there are some very specific things I want to do, such as get the living room light fixture up, get my TVs mounted to the wall, and do some regular maintenance in cleaning. Have the space love me, but I need to love the space back. As far as social, I said volunteer and make friends. And then other things, I don't know, self-care. I think volunteer was also soul care. When it came to success, I said things are flowing, like things are feeling good in that area. And then self-care, I said slow living. Now, I have been having some mental hiccups lately. I know I got sick and then allergies have been killing me. I moved recently, so excuse me, the rhythm's all kind of off, all of these things, but I really, especially last weekend was like, all right, you have to actively work against this thought process that's starting to happen where every moment of happiness or joy, I felt guilty about. So that is where volunteering is going to be very important. And then also just getting back into this planner will help, right? Structure, rhythm of life, all of those things will help my mental space. So with that though, I I just kind of felt that I went to fill out these little sections and turn my Post-it notes into actual writing in these spaces, and I just wasn't really feeling it. What I was feeling was flow. Let's let the energies pass through us and flow this season of life. So, flow to me apparently is going to manifest itself into a summer bucket list. Let's start this bucket list, I guess. So, if you've been here since before my move, you know that I started reading Atomic Habits. Started rereading. I read this many years ago, and it is the book that I kind of attribute to getting off of that all or nothing mentality of where I used to work out 7 days a week, and then if I missed a day, I would lose all of the momentum that I had because I would get so down on myself for missing that one day. So this book, essentially that thought of 1% better and habit stacking, was something I wanted to reread to kind of relearn, reaffirm, and add things, because I'm sure there's a lot in this book that I had forgotten. I will read this book. I'm going to finish reading this book. It is on the summer list. A to be read. The other to be read. I didn't sit here thinking I was going to do my TBR, but here we are. So I'll just get to it. The other book I want to read is this book, The Artist's Way. So I come across this book a handful of times, and I was just like, well, I'm not creative. That book's not for me. But as part of this YouTube journey, I have felt some of my old creative self kind of unlock again. And so I am going to read this. And I hope that it continues to unlock some more of this creative self. And I've just become so analytical and logical over the years, part due to life experiences, also my job. But I used to think of myself as creative. So I think this will be a fun book to get into, but not before I finish Atomic Habits. This is book 1. I'm not going to read both of them at the same time. So part of why reading Atomic Habits is so important to me is because I want to habit stack taking care of my space. I want to vacuum my bedroom and office every Friday. When I close out of work, so my office and my bedroom are across from each other. So when I close down Friday for work, I just want to quickly zip those 2 rooms, vacuum them, and move on. Today's Friday. It didn't happen because what was top of mind was that I needed to carry my bottle of kombucha, my cup, my juice, my kombucha cup, and my water cup downstairs, rather than just pausing and vacuuming the floors. So I need to work on that, but habit stacking my cleaning. This is also something I was working on earlier this year with keeping my counters clean. I wanted to do a nightly tidy. So I'm going to continue that. I'm not done with that goal. I'm not done with that journey, and I want to expand upon it, including doing house maintenance things such as changing out my air filters. So I'm going to work this summer to start establishing that. along with personal habit stacking, getting back into what I had earlier, which earlier this year, previous times in life, where, my morning was habit stacked, and I want to do some evening habit stack, and including fitness or movement. So this month I did sign up for just doing 4 classes at Orange Theory Fitness, and I'm trying and have started to, not trying, but have started to incorporate some walks in my days. This cat, you guys. No! She wants to play. I'm down on the floor. So it's like, she's like, why are you not playing with me? And if you won't play with me, I will play with the carpet. Oh, poor babies. Oh, poor babies. Other things I have going on this summer are attending a wedding, going to Michigan for 3 weeks. So adding to the wedding and the Michigan trip is I want to go car camping. I started buying things for car camping over a year ago, and I have made 0 attempts to go. So it is time. Also, I do like to hike. I just wasn't hiking like every weekend and every night. So that's why I was okay moving out of the mountains into the Charlotte area. But I do want to do at least 2 hikes this summer, as well as check out the Whitewater something or other center that's in Charlotte, because they should have like hiking trails there. They should have. I think they have hiking trails there. I'm going to treat myself to a very Charlotte day. I have yet to decide what that entails, but I think it has to do with going to a market, having breakfast out, and a bakery. So it might just be a day of food, and we're all okay with that, right? Also, like I mentioned before, volunteering. It is time. I started this YouTube channel as a way to build community, and I also want to build community in my physical world. So I'm going to try to meet some of my neighbors. I am going to volunteer, and I will have to sign myself up for some meetup groups and get out there and meet people. I want to be rooted in Charlotte. I want to be rooted in this area. So that means having things to do, places to go, and people that I feel very connected with. I want to make good friends in this area, because I'm not moving again. I'm here, and so I want to find people that I connect really well with. Also, a fun thing that I plan to do this summer that is on the bucket list is take a trip over the rainbow. So that is my summer bucket list as of right now. It will probably continue to grow a little and be refined somewhat. But I hope you'll come along with me. Instead of doing a monthly reset, I have this season reset, this summer reset, and I'm excited to move into this next phase of really living here in Charlotte and developing and growing into this kind of season of life where I'm developing habits, I'm developing routines, looking to make friends, and kind of just connecting with my space. Let me know down in the comments what you have planned for this summer. What are you working on? What are you looking forward to? What is the top thing on your bucket list? I would say that my top thing is really looking into this habit stacking and hopefully having lots of success in that area. I love it when you all stop by. I hope you'll give this video a like and subscribe and come along for this bucket list journey.